Kathy White, Certified Professional Ergonomist. I'd like to talk to you today about electrically height adjustable workstations and how to set yourself up for ergonomic success. I'm sitting here at, this is a Costco brand desk that you can get that allows you to preset controls where you can set your height for both sitting and standing. I'll show you how that functionality works. Let's first talk about how you want to set yourself up when you're sitting, and then we'll talk about how to set yourself up when you're standing, and then I'll talk to you a little bit about how often you should be alternating as a best practice. I'm sitting, as you can see. I am working with my forearms about parallel to the floor. I'm working at about elbow height. I'm not using my armrest, which could be the subject of another video, but my arms are close to my body, floating freely at my sides. And this works well for my ergonomic setup sitting. The nice thing when you have a work surface like this is I have everything on one plane. I've got my keyboard and my mouse, I have my monitor, and I've done all of the things to set this up according to ergonomic principles. That means if I want to adjust myself to standing height, everything will move with me, and I just have to follow the same principles where, again, I'd like to be working at approximately elbow height with my forearms about parallel to the floor. This is something you might play around with your electrical settings. I'm going to take advantage of a preset here that will take me from sitting to standing with the press of a button, which is very convenient to do. So you can see I've pressed this button. I'm already adjusting. I'm just going to push my chair away. I'm going to stand up and make sure that I'm following that forearm parallel to the floor concept. You can always work a little bit below elbow height as well, but you do want to try to avoid working above elbow height where you can get some strain on that upper extremity. And again, all of those ergonomic principles just carry through by having all of my equipment on the same plane with this work surface. So some things you want to keep in mind when you are standing. First of all, do it if you can. I can't tell you how often I'm evaluating people who have this sort of functionality that I'm showcasing here, but they choose to sit all day. There's a lot of wellness benefits associated with standing. It helps improve blood flow, circulation. There are some studies out there finding links to ill health effects like hypertension, diabetes associated with prolonged sitting. And when you think about your day, we spend a lot of time sitting. You may be in a car commuting to the office, and then you're sitting in meetings and you're sitting at your workstation. Then you have to sit and drive home, and you might sit on the couch watching TV. There's a lot of adverse health impacts associated with prolonged sitting. That is why I always encourage users to try to sprinkle standing throughout your day. So first thing is making sure your standing surface can support you. I'm on a carpeted surface here. You may be working on a concrete surface or a hard surface, and I would encourage you to consider a small floor mat in those cases. There's a lot of them available on Amazon and other marketplaces that you can just purchase to be able to give you some good support. And you also want to think about your footwear as well. I know some ladies have high heels. I would encourage you to have another pair of shoes, something with some support. I'm wearing flat shoes here. They're by an athletic brand, but they're also somewhat dressy shoes, so I'm able to dual purpose that. But you want to make sure you've got some good support with your feet. So think about the floor mat, think about your shoe choice. Make sure when you're standing that you're about hip width apart. You are evenly supported across both of your feet. You're not leaning to one side or another. From a vertical perspective, you're thinking about your ear and your shoulder and your hip all along a vertical line here, and trying to make sure you don't hunch your shoulders forward or lean forward or lean to one side or lean to another side while you're using this work surface. So those are some principles you want to keep in mind. A lot of people struggle with how do I make sure I integrate this into my workday. I get really busy and I don't have time to think about going up and down. What I would encourage you to do, if you've read the book Atomic Habits, is all about trying to attach your behaviors to something that you're already doing. A few tricks that might help you out to start with. When you know you've got about 20 minutes or so left in your day, I would press that button and get yourself up to standing. You end your day with 20 minutes of standing. You go home, you come back the next day, and this is already set up for you to begin your day standing. So you've already built in 2 different segments of time of standing in your day. Now you can build out that time beyond 20 minutes, just again being very mindful of your posture, because it does take some core strength to maintain this vertical alignment that I'm describing. Another prompt, maybe lunchtime, and I hope you do have time for your lunch or to be able to take some kind of break to get some food in the middle of the day. And that's another opportunity for you to be able to adjust to standing before your lunch break, work for a little bit, go for lunch. You're probably sitting down during lunch, and you come back, and again, you have a standing workstation. So the best position will always be your next position, and interspersing between sitting and standing is ideal. Sitting all day, as I mentioned, has a number of adverse health impacts, but so does standing all day. That's why it's really important to try to vary these positions and promote movement throughout the day. I hope this information helps you, and I hope that you have an electrically height adjustable workstation that you could take advantage of and try to incorporate some standing throughout your day. Thanks.